This week at Scaffolding, with a host of new projects off the ground, we are absolutely full to the brim with work. We are also back here in Tower Bridge, showing you how to take this to the top. My name's Joe, we are Scaffolding, and this is episode 48. It's Tuesday morning, feels like a Monday, it's Tuesday morning. Lovely bank holiday break, but we are now back in full swing. Today we've got a project at RAF Odeon, we're not allowed to film in there. We've actually had a man off, so Sean's had to jump in again, back on the tools to get that project done. So we're back there this morning, we're in RAF Odeon, we've got another project starting as well, which is a big wraparound of a large domestic house somewhere in West London. And then we've got Brownie out doing inspections, and obviously the boys here getting started now. So it's a good run up today. Obviously, as you can see, it's a lot busier than it was the last time we were here. Obviously, there's a lot more pedestrians now. There's going to be kids as well. And yeah, I think it's going to be a very busy morning, but there's a lot to do here. We're hoping this will be our last week here. So we're going to go over there and have a look now. As you can see, the lifts are all in. The boys are floating this up. It looks absolutely lovely. It's going to be a case soon of getting this last lift in and then starting to attack the spire at the top, which is going to be quite technical. There's quite a lot of beamworks going there, and obviously where it's splayed as well, it just takes a little bit of thinking about. Obviously we've got a design and a drawing to follow, but there's quite a lot of work that's going to go into this. So yeah, the boys are up in now. The time as is currently, the time is 8:02, and the boys are just stepping up, so they're all going to get docked an hour. Boys are all harnessed up, kitted up, ready to jump up and have a look. Joe's up on the gantry, he's going to say what he needs from the boys. We've also got a product that we've been sent out by Leeches that we're going to show you today as well. Big Ash, how are you, mate? You all right? Good weekend? Yeah, good, mate. Good to see you, brother. Hey, bro. So yeah, the boys are all here getting set up. Got Lewis there as well, getting his fittings off the wagon. Got a mixture of some nice new boards there and then some grotty old ones. Good. You can start tight. Where's Dan? Go lift below us, Dan. Yeah, mate, yeah. You start getting a load there, George. 35 we want. Got it? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The double, yeah? Right, it's out of my jurisdiction, that. Right, I've got the two. Can you whisk it? Get it in the double. Get it in this double. Before I let go, I can't let go. Go on, babe. Oh, cough. Yes. Ready?
Double's got straight on that inside one.
Yeah. Go on, son. Give it some. Get. Yeah, you got it?
Yeah, I've got it.
Got the weight, yeah?
Bab.
Oh, you had it.
Take that spur out there, that one. We'll lose that out of the way while we're getting gear up. That can come out. Yeah, right, mate, right. Lovely. Yeah. Hey, man. That one, man.
Sit in there, bro.
Give it, I'll try to figure out in it. Oh, sweet. Like that, Dave, watch out. Ready? Let go.
That's beautiful, sir. Straight through if you want, Ash.
Let go, let go.
I've got babe. Feet,
Let go of it. Yep. Then we're going to want 2, 4, 6, about 10 tens.
yours. If you lose control, yeah, bud. Flat roof there.
Lead.
Yeah.
To dorm a window, it ain't going to take weight. You've got parapet walls running around it. You're going to have to set a dolly tower out on here, get your measurement off that wall. Dolly tower on here to come off of that flat face on that wall there. And then you're going to want to shear plate that other wall, run a couple of ladder beams out and sit beams across that ridge. Yeah. And then you have to beam it back across that way. I mean, you can drop legs on it after, and beams again around the second lift to pull the weight off of the roof.
This is involved up here, boy.
Yeah.
They haven't said nothing about that stack.
But it's going to want to be wrapped either side, isn't it?
I would have thought so. Yeah, we won't be out of here Friday, mate.
We got our next lift run round that, possibly 2 lifts round it.
Yeah.
Because 50p in it, so you want to run our beam out on that and then sit beams back onto a temporary tower onto this.
Yeah.
Get a couple of shear plates in that wall, a couple of ladder beams.
What's that, the other side?
The other side of that to shoot a beam across that ridge.
Yeah.
To be able to sit your beams back across that way. But you're going to have to double width half of this because the way the stack sits.
Yeah, I know, this is what I'm saying. Do we want to bring that lift to here then? Bring that lift to here so we can set up on here. Bring that
lift through to where that rope and wheel is, you mean?
Yeah, take the lift to where the rope and wheel is. We can set up on here then. But we also want to be in there. It's going to be free road beam.
It's going to have to be, yeah, it definitely will be on this side because you have to get around that chimney.
What I would do, I'd run 8 metres from there to here. Boom, boom, boom. And we'll have to gauge our splay off of that. This is going to be another question. Are we allowed to go on there?
Going to want a load of 8-foots up here. Going to want about 28-foot tubes. Want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Half a dozen long uns. Stand me up 6 long uns. 28 foots. What's that going to be now? There's going to be 13s on that splay, wouldn't there, as well?
What's that, mate?
13s and 16s on that splay. Yeah. Six long uns, 28 foot, dozen 13s, dozen 10 foots. I'd go through to that one just for us on that one, to stick a 5 in that.
Yeah, do we want to make it higher?
Just to take our lift, I would. Because you think your scaffold's only going to come out. I mean, once we run our, like I said, I reckon if you get a couple of shear plates in this wall here, behind there,
Coming now!
Even fear.
What are you thinking?
Even if you just brought that scaffold through to here, and then you took that upright up, and then you threw a ladder beam into that wall.
Oh, on the piss?
No, that would square it off from this upright straight into the middle of that chimney.
Yeah.
And then we run our splay off that tube.
Yeah.
We do it with a tube today, but we've got no beams in there, have you?
No.
Just throw a tube in there to get our height. Even if you put a tube in there and run the beam lower, below the lift, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least you got your fixed point to come off of.
Yeah.
And you can get most of that from running valleys.
Yeah.
And then you just run that other beam in just below that plinth to that chimney.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We can't drill into that white.
No, come below that. Come into the brickwork with a two shear plates on that.
So yeah, we're on Joe Cam, Bracken Tower Bridge. Abs is up there with the boys. We've got Joe and Ash mic'd up and getting started. And yeah, this is looking really, really smart now. Really smart. Starting to take shape nicely. We're going to have the signs go on this very shortly as well. Get the big Stella banners on this to let people know, if they don't already, that the boys are in the building. But yeah, looking super, super smart. Really happy with this. The cycle lane here, as you can see, is going to build up and get very, very busy throughout the day. Really, really busy here now. There's a lot happening. We've got the traffic management in place. We're happy with how this is taking shape. And yeah, the job is looking super, super smart. The boys are getting their hemps in now. So the hemps are obviously what allow us to extend our standards and go higher and higher and higher. So they come up. Lewis is chaining them here. We had a few on the gantry already. And then what they do from the gantry is they go up to Jordan. He's pulling them up. They go up then to Joe or Ash. They break them over the handrail, walk them round, and then it's a case of popping them up and hemping them into the sleeve. Once that drops into the sleeve is then done up and it is fixed in place. And as I say, this allows us to go higher and higher.
You had a count up of events and that?
Yeah.
You have, yeah, today night?
6 long and 6 16s, 2013. We put 16s in these, that's them stuck in again.
Yeah.
16s in them, long as in the short ones.
Oh, who's this? Bit of royalty, boy. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. It's a terror squad, isn't it? Yeah, terror squad.
Everyone, love it. I don't want nobody. Joey! I don't want nobody, baby.
Do me a favour. I'm putting this in. Just watch down there. I'm gonna put the hemp in. Just watch for people.
I need it for the rest of the day, mate. I feel oh, mate.
Sweet, bro.
Go on, Joe.
10-foot board. Do we have a 10-foot tow?
No, it's an 8-foot.
Oh, is it? Love it. Long, Lou.
Coming up.
Long. Yeah, all new boots. They do look comfy, to be fair. God. Oh. Go where you are. Jesus. The old ones are a lot heavier. I can't see full. Yeah, go on.
Right, that's good. What's that saying?
Try and chuck me to
Yeah,
the
then that-
trees, babe. Hold on!
Is it? What, one board? One inside? Right, sweet.
Yeah, it literally just goes to that chimney, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's literally just that face.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we drill into that wall then, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, but that'll pull all the way to that corner then as well.
Yeah, our punches off the beam.
Yeah, run a beam straight into that wall,
Punches off the beam.
and then they should take the beam going back the other way. as
Yeah,
well.
right, sweet, sound. Change it.
Yeah, that.
Got a 16 by your foot.
Only wants to be a 13, doesn't it, that? So they're going to take a rail, and that list runs out redundant then.
Yeah, look better. Yes, mate.
Certainly.
Certainly good.
Yes, brother. Flying up the road. So things have changed on the old spire, have they?
They have indeed, yeah. It's slate on slate.
Yeah.
What you're going to have to do, they've got us basing out on that roof, it ain't going to take the weight.
Yeah.
So if we bring the scaffold through
Yeah.
to here,
Yeah.
And then we'll run a section of beams into that face of the wall.
Let's have a look.
Into that chimney breast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then start some 6 metre beams, 8 metre beams back this way.
Tie them into there.
Tie them into that wall.
Yeah.
6 metre beams back this way.
Yeah.
And then you have to throw 6 metre beams back across over that ridge.
What's like oversell this way and oversell
beam
that
on beam that way, and then beam that way, and then beam again that way, because it only goes to that back chimney. And obviously then you taper back in again, and then you throw 750s across the spire at the top. But they've obviously got dolly towers coming off this, but that dolly tower's going to have to come off this spine beam that runs into that wall.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
That's going to need shear plates here as well,
shear plates in the wall there. And then we run a ladder beam, 7 metre ladder beam wall to wall, to pull the weight out of the top of the roof, and then that'll take the return section of beams. But we're going to want all the beams here tomorrow, because this will be up ready for the beams tomorrow.
Yeah.
It doesn't go right round it. On that back side, it only goes through the chimney for some reason. They're not touching that other chimney. I personally think it wants beams the whole way around it.
Beams on beams on beams on beams.
5 metre beams this way. Bring it past that and then splay it back off that wall, but then all these uprights are in the wrong place. You want to be out there with that. So if you bring your...
Yeah, but that'll affect our lift, wouldn't it?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. So these want to cup off here, and then it's a totally different scaffold. It's another independent scaffold, really.
It's a bit tech, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
Let me call the client right this second.
Because the drawing has just got this face scaffolded.
And then we've got the spire for the lead, haven't we?
But that's just redundant.
Above the lead, above the lead.
But on this drawing, none of it's boarded.
Hello mate, you alright? Yeah, good mate, good. Right, I'm just with the boys up here in Tower Bridge. Basically, what work is it you're doing to this spire?
I don't know until I'm up there.
So access-wise, what do you want us to put in? Like, is it obviously 2 metre lifts all the way around? But the problem is we've got it at the minute on our design based out. We've got legs on that slate roof, which obviously is
and no scaffolding around this.
And no scaffold around. Oh, what, around this at all?
Nah, look, it's just on the front face.
Can I FaceTime you quickly?
Yeah,
Go on.
Hello, mate. You're right. So on our drawing, we've only got scaffolding going around this front face.
Right.
But obviously, I take it you've got to decorate all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about that back chimney at the top there? Are you doing anything to that? Because that's not even on the drawing.
Can you get to that?
I can get you around it, but it's not on the drawing.
Yeah, the drawing ain't our drawing, it's Joe's drawing, but we need to decorate those.
So you are doing this as well?
Yeah.
But that's going to be scaffolded as well then. Okay. All right. Well, if that's what you need, it's what you need, mate.
I need to get, you see the bands that go around? I'm not supposed
All this?
to. Well, I need to get to the top spire as well.
Yeah, but that's not an issue. We've got the drawings for that, but the drawings we've got stop here. And there's no platform going around this plinth.
Right, so is Joe there?
Yeah, Joe's here, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here,
Right,
mate.
if you were to build to that chimney stack, now, and then if I need something more, if I get pulled up on it, is it an easy adaptation?
Mate, between me and you, have you got to speak to the client about your scope of works once you're up here?
Yeah.
Because it'd be ideal if there could be a conversation with the scaffold like thrown into that as well. Because there is just more work than what we would have thought. That's about 6 lifts to the top of that, isn't it?
What's that?
That's about 6 lifts in it to the top of that.
Yeah.
Do you reckon 6?
Well, you got 1, 2,
What, to the top of the spire?
3, 4, yeah, 5 lifts. 5, 6 lifts.
Jesus.
I mean, a lot of it's redundant. After we get to that plinth height, it's just for us to get up, and then it'll be an access tower, and then obviously decked out round the top. Round the world. A couple of 6 foot in here underneath. We'll punch a bit of rail off this and that one. Got some 6s up here, have we?
So when I was up there earlier with the boys, we were having a look at the spire, and what's become apparent is that the way that our scaffold's been designed, obviously you would never be able to tell until you're up here exactly what this is going to entail. Obviously we weren't allowed access, we weren't granted access up here, and it was a case of always putting the scaffold in place, and then when we were here and on site, we then kind of devise a plan of what we're going to do. So we've now spoke to the client. He's made us aware of exactly what works they need to do on the spire. And off the back of that, we are now going to do a design. And off the back of that, we are now going to design the scaffold to ensure it's sufficient for the works that they are carrying out. Now, how we had it initially was we were going to be basing out, so we were going to be putting legs onto the slate roof, which obviously isn't going to be load bearing. Where the scaffold is going up another 10 meters, there's going to be a lot of weight there. So what we've now had to do is redesign that element of the scaffold. We're going to build it on site, and then once we're done and complete and ready for handover, our engineer will have a design that will be sufficient and in line with what the boys have built on site. So yeah, and this is where it just pays to have good lads, experienced lads who can just make decisions and then get straight back onto work. You know, it doesn't need to slow it down. There's no chit chat. It's a case of, cool, there's an issue here. This is what we're going to do. Get it agreed with the client, and then bang, we're rocking and rolling. So yeah, really good boys on this, and very pleased with the work they're doing. It's looking very, very smart, and yeah, it's progressing at a very good pace. So there is a little bit more work to go in this now than what we've allowed for, but the client's good as gold, and I'm sure we can come to a deal on the additional work. The handrail's going in now, the boys on the scaff steps getting that in. Once the handrail's in all the way along, it's then a case of boarding it all out. So I just got back from lunch. The boys are up there cracking on now. There is a few things we need to discuss. So firstly, we're going to go up to the working station and we're going to discuss the first topic. The rope and wheel that the boys are using today has actually got a safety lock system on it. So as the boys pull it up, it will go up at a normal pace. But for anything coming down, there's a system in it that means it will come down a lot slower. So for working in a place like this, obviously where the boys are taking weight up there constantly, if they were to slip or anything was to happen, that would actually come down very, very slowly. And working in a place like this, it is very, very important. If you are working in places like this, doing projects like this, namely are a scaffolder, you will benefit massively from a product such as the one above. So, if you would like to treat yourself to one today, make sure you click the link in the description, get onto Leeches and use our discount code STELLA15 to get yours from any time now. Now, there isn't a weekly recap this week, but there is a project that I am very keen to show you that you've never seen, because we built it way before YouTube was even a thought. So we can discuss the project, we are going to shoot back to the home office and I will see you back here in due course. So welcome to the home office. To be honest, I don't actually like being here too much. I like to be out and about because otherwise my ADHD makes me feel like I've not achieved a lot. I like to be outside. Obviously I've got Tracy now as well, who's basically my PA / full-time office admin. We've got Amanda doing the accounts and we've got Toby running our software, but soon Toby running the software is going to be taken over by Tracy. So Tracy is busy now implementing a lot of systems, a lot of health and safety stuff that we as a company need to be putting in place as we grow, because although we are way further ahead than we used to be, we are still not bulletproof, and we have to make sure the types of projects that we're getting into that we are that. And although the basics are done, the RAMs and everything else, you know, all the standard stuff, we want to be doing more, you know. So it's a case now of getting everything in place, getting all the systems in place, and Tracy is doing a massively important role in doing that for us. So the company is taking great shape, and off the back of that, there's a lovely project that we are now in talks with, and looking very likely that it's going to come our way, but it is not guaranteed yet. And basically, it's actually reminded us of a project that we did about 2 years ago now, when the company was nowhere near as far ahead as it is now. We've still got a very long way to go. And the project that I want to discuss with you, it's one for one of our regulars, It's an absolutely lovely project. It was back then. And yeah, it's just something that I want you guys to see. So how the project started, at the time, we were kind of on the back foot with the client. When we first got in with them, they absolutely loved us. Then we got too busy. We built a good reputation. Off the back of that, got far too busy. We're trying to please everyone, and by trying to please everyone, you end up upsetting everyone because you're trying to do too much. You run yourself thin. You can't get the men as quick as you need it. And that's why I think what I've learned as we go along is I think sometimes you need to kind of stick to your lead time, because although you might make one person happy by moving things around and getting it done, there's always a knock-on effect. So that's one of the things I've learned as well. I think sticking to your lead time is very important. Of course, you've got to adapt and overcome, and you've got to keep people moving. When you're providing access, it's make or break for a project, you know, so you've got to keep your people moving. But I do think if you can stick to your lead time, then yeah, you're going to be in a much better position than if you're trying to please absolutely everyone. But going back to the project, at the time, we were on the back foot with the client, as I've just said. This project came about, we managed to go in there. I sent quite a long email apologising, explaining the situation, that we were a growing business, probably taking a bit more than we could chew, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, we managed to get a foot back in the door. We had a good relationship with the client. They were just upset because they felt they hadn't been given the service that they deserved, which is fine and is true, you know. But listen, we managed to get that relationship back on track, and then this project came about, Swains Hill Manor, and it was an absolute beast. And to be honest, I think if it had gone onto the channel now, I think you guys would have absolutely loved it. I think the internet would love to have seen this scaffold. Obviously, we had bits on Instagram at the time and a few stories here and there, but it's nothing like the coverage, obviously, that we have now within the company. And basically, it started as a very small project. It was a case of they had a little outbuilding there. They needed a chimney stack done. So we wrapped around a chimney. That was done for repointing. We got that done in good time. And then off the back of that, the project really started to grow. It was a case of doing little towers here and there. And then there was talks of a temporary roof. Now, we priced the roof going over the whole building, but the client didn't want to pay for that. So what they decided to do was scaffold all the way around the outside and then put a roof on either end of the building, which we did. Now that stuff there was fairly standard, although we couldn't really tie into anything. So it made it like a freestanding temporary roof. There was buttresses all over it. That obviously in itself made it quite a project. But where it started to really grow is the client became aware that there was issues with the chimney stacks on the main building. The problem with that was that we couldn't sit anything on the roof at all. The roof, it was an old manor house. It was not load bearing in the slightest, and the spans over all sides of the building were absolutely monstrous. So what we then had to do was, from our scaffold on the front and our scaffold on the back, was to span beams over the top of the building, then span left to right, and then after that we had to hang the scaffold down. So they were chimney stacks, but they were all suspended and hung from the beams that were cantilevered, tied into the scaffold from the front and the back, acting as spine beams, with then beams running from left to right, which we would then hang the chimney stacks off. So it was an unbelievable project, so technical, and one that I think you guys would have absolutely loved to see. The boys that did it absolutely smashed it to pieces. Sean was on the tools at the time and ran it with Vlad, who doesn't work for us now, but is a top boy and actually works for Hayden, who's next door. But yeah, listen, it was a lovely project, and I just feel like I wanted it to be shown. I didn't really know the best way to show it, so I thought I'd just do a little talk on it with a few images that overlaid, and yeah, it's one that kind of speaks for itself. But yeah, absolutely amazing project. Hopefully there'll be more to come like this. Those of you in industry will know that this is a very technical scaffold, and to those of you who don't know, hopefully soon we will be able to show you something similar on the channel to show you exactly how technical it is. It's a bit of a shame, to be honest, that YouTube started well after Swains Hill was ever a thing, but it's one of the very special projects that were completed before the cameras came to Stellar Scaffolding. Now, talking of cameras coming to Stellar Scaffolding, there was an episode that was uploaded last week onto YouTube, and it was actually uploaded on time. However, due to issues with YouTube, for whatever reason, the episode was not available until about midnight. So very, very frustrating. We had a lovely video to go out. Obviously the bank holiday Friday, I thought perfect, the video's gonna go out, the views will be nice and heavy on the Friday, and it will kind of do its thing. Now, I actually ended up falling asleep after trying to get the video out, very stressed and frustrated. Once I managed to get the video finished and uploaded, I'd actually fallen asleep. I then woke up in the middle of the night at about 1 AM, checked the video and saw it was uploaded and had about 700 odd views. And I was like, no. So then I thought, do I leave it? Do I not? Didn't know what to do, and I thought, whatever, it's going to do what it was doing. But I was worried that the algorithm was then, because it didn't have much traction early on, was going to show it to no people. However, Friday came and it absolutely swept through, and the views were very, very strong. So hopefully all of you have managed to see it. If you haven't, I want to know why in the comments. But yeah, no, look, luckily the video got out, it done its thing, and yeah, very, very happy that you were able to see another video on this absolutely lovely, lovely project that is Tower Bridge. I've got my contracts manager ringing me now. Sean, hello mate. Sean.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, good mate, good, good, good. Good.
Still ain't your signal?
Nah, mine's been sweet. Mine's been sweet on every call apart from you. So it must be you.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm in Tower Bridge. I'm Sench.
We're literally waiting for Twitter to get back, and then I've got a few bits to put on. And
really? And then you're done?
Yeah, good man. And then, yeah, basically, you know, we'll probably go back to the yard. I'll see what's in the yard, and then Jake can set up his truck for tomorrow, what little bits and pieces he needs. And
you're going to be slinging them tools down the motorway, aren't you?
Yeah. Like, what did my dad say when Muhammad Ali for his gold medals in the river?
Yeah.
But it's still right in there, but just, it's, yeah. To be honest, they would have struggled. They would have probably struggled, but if what was it there?
Really?
Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know what? It's very like just in and outy, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, that helped, you know. But listen, I'll call you when I come out here.
Yeah, sound, bro. Yeah, sweet, bro. Sweet. Good man. So yeah, Sean's had to go back on site with the boys today. He's had to get the tools back on because the man wasn't in. But yeah, listen, Sean's jumped in, done his thing, and the boys are wrapped up there in good time. So we can't take the cameras there, unfortunately. It's that RAF Odium, and security is very, very strong there. Talking of jobs where we can't film, we've got a little bit of stick because people have said that this isn't Tower Bridge. I can see Tower Bridge, and that's my scaffold. All right, if my arms are a little bit longer, I could probably touch the two at the same time. My arms aren't that long. However, this is very much Tower Bridge. Now, for those of you who have made a little complaint, and I've seen the complaints come in and I just see them, and some of them I catch, some of them I don't, I just let them slide. The ones that I have seen, we have a project coming up soon that I will not discuss yet. However, it is more high profile than this and is on the actual building. So, the universe is always looking after me. It's seen me getting a bit of stick, seen me getting abused by a few people, by a couple of trolls online, and it's rewarded me for not retaliating with a project that's even better, where I'm actually doing the actual project. So that's to come very soon. But I'm not going to discuss that yet because you don't deserve it. So those of you who show me love, you're going to be allowed to watch it. So those of you that haven't, you're not allowed to watch it. Also, while we're here, before we go back to the boys, there's a couple of things that I need to say. Now, we have to do a very, very big happy birthday to Kevin O'Donnell, aka Jock, whose birthday was on the 22nd of April, which actually is today. So listen, the episode's going to be out 2 days late, but as I'm saying it right now, it is Tuesday the 22nd. The alarms are pounding for your birthday. And yeah, to you, Jock, on the 22nd today, on the 22nd of April, happy birthday. And yeah, from all of us at Stellar Scaffolding, I hope you had a lovely day. Also, there is another very, very big celebration that is on the horizon. On Saturday, the 26th of April, Alex and Karina, Alex, who is a regular commenter and viewer to the Stellar Scaffolding YouTube channel, they are getting married this Saturday. So to both of you, I hope you have a lovely day, lots of love, and congratulations. Now also, before we go back to the boys and watch them taking this up to the next level, there is something else that has come to the horizon that is very, very exciting. Now in June, me and Abs are taking Stellar YouTube International. The simple reason being, we are being flown out to Lithuania in business, well it's not business class, but we are being flown out to Lithuania, first class. All right, we're being flown out to Lithuania in economy. However, we are going to Scafchamp, which is the Scaffold Olympics, which is the global Scaffold Olympic competition, and we are going to be out there representing the UK. I'm going to be there, tooled up. All right, listen, we're just taking the cameras out there, but we're going to be out there filming, and we are going to be the #1 media channel that is filming the whole thing, so it's going to be absolutely brilliant. I can't wait for you to see it, and Stellar Scaffolding is going international.
Keep them coming, big man.
Change that one for a Tommy.
Yeah, go on.
It's like a banana skin, that one.
I need to get this list over to Sean quite sharpish.
Go on then. Get these stacked out around there.
Rock down to Electric Avenue.
What we waiting on, bruv?
I'm going to get 8 football for that
football,
splay. We'll
definitely,
tow it out.
We got any 6-foots up here yet?
No.
You want us a couple of armfuls of 6-foot tubes, please? We want to get a beam up here, really. We want to get a 6-metre beam up here, get that punched up, eye that in somewhere, get our corner up measured off, and then we can set out whatever we want there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until we've got that beam into that wall, we're governed by what we can do.
So the boys are just getting this boarded out now, and then once this is boarded out, that is it fully wrapped up and complete. And then we're on to the big bad spire. So yeah, the last lift is going in. This is really close to wrap up, and yeah, progress is very, very good. As you can see, you've got Dan here. Dan's running up and down. He's getting the boards up to Jordan. From Jordan, they go up to Jake. Jake's pulling them over the handrail, and then the boys are laying them down. So it'll be Ash and Joe are alternating who's grabbing the boards, and they're just completing this bit section by section.
You might as well wait while you're there. You've done up them 2 ladders as well.
Give me the loot. Might lose some battles, but winning the war. I get knocked down, I get back up, get up and go. I stay ready for more. Go toe to toe till I level the score. Never gon' quit. Heard you seen some, but you never seen this. Bet on myself 8 times, no trick. Just give me the loot. See now we going high stakes. This ain't clickbait. This a risk take. This no mistake. I was born to do it. I was born for music. I just get into it. I can't get influence when I'm the influence. No genre music. We go rap back to pop, pop back to rap. Country on the track. I was once broke. I was down bad. Swear I'm never going back. I'm from upstate where we see a little bit of this and some of that. Little city and some sticks. Watch me put it on the map. Someone get attacked. If you're not first, then you're last. Life is a race, don't you lag.
I'll get that one on there. Oh.
Tame that, look, what are we going to do here?
What's that?
Need to love a little 5 in there or something, don't we? I'm going to go below. Can you just feed me a 5 in? I'll get the clips on it.
Yeah. Let them boards up whacking to that weight on there. Jordan, see these boards here, look, these 2. Hit these 2 boards with a 5 foot into the scaffold, towards the wall, yeah? Shut that gap up.
Oh, my drill's up there, blood clot.
Yeah.
Where's that, babe?
Here.
No, someone on the other end is fine. Yeah.
Joe and Ash just snagging the last little bits of that lift. How smart does this job look? Everywhere you look, it's just immaculate. Boys have done so well on this. It's definitely a very, very good one for the old portfolio. When that spire's on there, you've got that sign at the top, it's just going to look absolutely unbelievable. Really, really happy with some of the work we're doing at the minute. Doing some proper work. And some of the stuff that's in the pipeline as well. Yeah, second to none. We've got some absolutely lovely work coming up, and it's all off the back of us just putting ourselves out there, you know, trying to do what we can to build our name, being honest with where we're at, showing our mistakes, showing that we're not bulletproof, showing we're not the perfect company, but ultimately showing that we are doing everything we can to move forward every single day. Obviously, since this has started, you've seen Sean step up. He's now contracts manager. You're seeing all the tube get painted up as well. The boys are always in full kit, which if you go back to our first episode, that was not a thing. And we're transitioning and moving forward all the time. And obviously what this does is shows the smaller companies that they can do this as well. You know, we started from absolutely nothing. We started from a tiny little shed, a tiny little barn. You know, we couldn't even call it a yard. The yard we're in now, we've now got a full-time yard manager in there. The boys do not load their lorries. They get in and everything is ready to go. And yeah, all it's done is just making that, you know, we can maximise man hours on site and ultimately make more money, which goes back into the business. And obviously the thing with these companies is that, listen, we profited nearly 600 grand last year. Every single penny went back into the company for assets, you know, and that is how these companies grow, you know. The companies where the directors are pulling the money out, and this isn't just scaffolding businesses, this is all sorts of businesses, you know, where the directors are pulling out way too much money too soon. That company's never going to grow, but you look after your people within your company and you'll start to see that things really do start to change and the company starts to grow. So yeah, very, very happy. It's quite a proud moment, to be honest, standing down here in Tower Bridge, looking up and seeing what we built. Because if you go back 7 years ago, this was a long way away. I'm very proud of what we're doing here. I absolutely love all these boys. I love the girls in the office as well. Obviously Amanda, Tracy, yeah, it's just Mark as well, who's mentoring us. You know, we've got a brilliant team. And even the boys at the other firms, you know, that I'm working with. You've got Lee at GKR, you know, who I speak to. Obviously I've started speaking to Neil now as well. And yeah, I'm just absolutely loving what we do. We've got a brilliant sort of team around us, and yeah, we're just going from strength to strength all the time. Super happy with progress there. The boys are flying through that project. Obviously there's going to be quite a bit of work to go in now to the spire. Obviously we're quite a lot higher, and yeah, there's a lot of work to do there, and the project is getting to the wire. But no, there's a lot to be done there. Yeah, very, very happy though with the boys and their progress. I apologise, this episode is probably going to be quite short. Obviously I'm not going to see until the episode is edited, but I feel like it is going to be quite short. We've only filmed this over 1 day, so there was no weekly recap today. Simply because Abs had to get the video edited very quickly. It was a short week anyway because of the bank holiday Friday and Monday, and I wasn't doing a lot or anything worthwhile showing throughout that period. We have an awful lot coming to the channel. There's so many new projects that have kicked off and so many more due to kick off. But yeah, it's a very, very good time for us still at the minute. We are busy, but we are also about to be having to spending an awful lot of money. Last year, every single penny went back in the business. We profited 600 grand and we spent on material 600 grand. And I could almost bet my life that this year will be the same, if not worse. However, that being said, we are absolutely rock and rolling. The projects are flying in and the company is in a good position, and the support from you guys is a massive part of that. As always, thank you to every single person who likes, comments and is subscribed. If you haven't already, please do so, and we'll see you again next week for episode 49.